Alright, so today is day 2 of sections 13.2 and 13.3, and we're going to get to the unit circle by the time it's all over with today. But once again, we're back to those special right triangles once again that we've been talking about, for the last, couple of weeks, off and on. So this first triangle is a 45, 45, 90. So just a quick review, let's put our sides on here. The two legs are both going to be root 2 over 2 and root 2 over 2. This one on the right is a 30, 60, 90. My hypotenuse is still 1. This leg, the short one, is going to be 1/2. The long leg is square root of 3 over 2. And one more time, this is another 30, 60, 90. Here's my 30-degree angle. The hypotenuse is 1. The short leg is 1/2. The long leg is square root of 3 over 2. The only thing different on this page here is the triangles are oriented in a different direction than they were, on the last couple of sets of notes we've done. Okay? And there's a reason for that, and you'll see it here in just a minute. So now we're going to talk about a unit circle. So a unit circle, this is a circle with radius equal to 1. So you'll see I've got my circle drawn down here at the bottom. It's on a coordinate plane on an XY axis. This is a radius, and that radius is equal to 1. So if we go back to talking about angles in standard position like we did the other day, if this is my initial side and my terminal side is also there, which means it didn't rotate at all, then this is a 0-degree angle. If my terminal side rotates so that it is here, then I would have a 90-degree angle. If my terminal side rotated all the way over to here, that's 180, all the way down 270, and back around again is 360. And remember, we talked about angles that have the exact same initial and terminal sides, like 0 and 360. They both start and stop at the same place. They are called coterminal angles, and these differ by one rotation, which is 360 degrees. So now what I want to do with these angles that are on here is I want to figure out what the ordered pairs are. And if I gave you graph paper, it might be easier, but your circles would have to be super, super tiny to fit it on graph paper to have a radius equal to 1. So we're going to have to try to do this without grids. If I go from the origin over to this point where my circle touches the radius, intersects there, I went 1 unit to the right and I did not go up or down at all. So that ordered pair is going to be 1, 0. If I want my ordered pair for 90, from the origin, I don't go left or right at all, but I go up 1. So that ordered pair is 0, 1. From the origin to here, I had to go left 1 and did not go up or down. That ordered pair, -1, 0. And from the origin down here, I went left and right 0, but I went down 1. So that ordered pair is 0, -1. Okay, you will need these values at the end of this lesson today. Right. right, next page. All right, so now we're going to take those special right triangles and put them in a unit circle. So this first triangle is a 45, 45, 90 triangle. The radius of the circle is 1, and the radius of the circle is the hypotenuse for this triangle. And what we're going to try to figure out is the ordered pair for this point. Okay, for that 45-degree angle, I want the ordered pair where the radius intersects the circle. Well, if you take a look and remember the side lengths for a 45, 45, 90 with radius of 1, remember we did that right here just a little bit ago. This side is square root of 2 over 2, and this leg is square root of 2 over 2. So to figure out that ordered pair, let's look. From the origin, I have to go over this amount, and then I'm going to go up this amount to get to the point we were looking for. So that ordered pair is going to be square root of 2 over 2, square root of 2 over 2. So now what we've got to look at are other angles that have 45 degrees as a reference angle. So I'm going to draw in here real quickly another line, okay, and this angle is 45 degrees past 180. So to figure out what that angle measure is, I'm going to add 180 plus 45 more, and that is 225 degrees. So now, if we wanted to, we could draw in this same triangle. This triangle is the exact same one that we have over here. So to find my ordered pair, it's going to be left square root of 2 over 2 and down square root of 2 over 2. It's this same information, I just have to change the signs to say left and down. So that is negative square root of 2 over 2, negative square root of 2 over 2. All right, next we're going to sketch in here, and mine are not going to be perfect. Two more angles. Each of these are 45 degrees away from the x-axis. So right here, 45 degrees before 180. That's 180 minus 45 is 135 degrees. Guess what? It's going to be the same ordered pair, only to get there I go left and up. So my ordered pair will be negative square root of 2 over 2 and a positive square root of 2 over 2. This angle here is also 45 degrees away from the x-axis. So that is 45 degrees before we get to 360. 360 minus 45 is 315 degrees. So because it is also 45 degrees away, it's using that same triangle. I go over square root of 2 over 2 and then down square root of 2 over 2. So it's the same values, my signs are just different. So what I want you to notice about all of those angles is they are all 45 degrees away from the x-axis. So 135, 225, 315 all have a reference angle equal to 45 degrees. So if I were to ask you ordered pairs for any of these, you don't have to have them all memorized. You need to know they are 45 degrees away from the x-axis. So all I have to do is know the ordered pair for 45 and then fix my signs. Now, sometimes I have people ask, how do you know what the signs are, whether they're positive or negative? Well, you already know this, although sometimes when we start looking at it in a circle with all those triangles, people get confused. But if you've just got your coordinate plane, if I want to get to any point here in quadrant 1, I'm going to go to the right and up, which means my ordered pair is positive, positive. So my x is positive, the y is positive. If I want to get to any point over here in quadrant 2, I have to go to the left and up. So my x is negative, y is positive. To get to any point in quadrant 3, I have to go to the left and down. So my x is negative, y is negative. And to get to any point over here in quadrant 4, I have to go to the right and down. X is positive, y is negative. This is stuff you've been doing for years. You just have to remember it when you've got all this other stuff going on. All right? Next triangle. This is a 60-degree angle. The hypotenuse and radius are still 1. So let's fill in our sides. The short leg is 1/2. Long leg is square root of 3 over 2. Remember, we did it over here when we started this set of notes. So for this 60-degree angle, I want to know how far to the left or right and how far up or down I have to go. From the origin, I'm going to the right 1/2 and up square root of 3 over 2. So my ordered pair is 1/2 square root of 3 over 2. Right, next, if I go ahead and draw this through the origin here, this angle right here is also 60 degrees away from the x-axis, just like this one was. So 60 degrees away from 180, and it's past 180, that gives me 240 degrees. Now, let me go ahead and draw in my angles in quadrants 2 and 4. It's not going to be exact. It'll be close enough. So this angle in quadrant 2 is 60 degrees before you get to 180. So 180 minus 60 is 120. This angle is 60 degrees before you get to 360. So 360 minus 60 is 300. And now remember, all of these, since they're all 60 degrees away from the x-axis, they're going to share this information. You just have to fix the signs for x and y. So why don't you pause the video, see if you can put that in your notes, come back and check it with mine. Here's what you should have. All right, moving on. For this one, this is 30 degrees, hypotenuse of 1. Short one is 1/2, long one, square root of 3 over 2. And again, we did this when we started this set of notes, right there. Okay. So now for this 30-degree angle, my ordered pair is going to be square root of 3/2, 1/2. Now let me draw in the other angles and see if you can complete this one on your own. Alright, so you may want to pause this while you put the angle measures for each on there, and then go ahead and do your ordered pairs. Alright, so now I want to go back to something that we talked in class briefly about the other day. It's not in the previous videos, but we talked about it in class. So I want to show you here on your hand. Remember, we talked about you could find values on your hand. So here on my left hand, this is 30 degrees. So if I go ahead and fold it, remember we do the square root of how many fingers are above over the imaginary 2 that's written in my palm. This folded finger acts as a comma. So if I do square root of 3/2, comma, the square root of 1 is 1/2. Guess what? That is my ordered pair for 30 degrees. Let's go back up and look at 60 degrees. Okay, we know what it is based on our right triangles, but here on our hand, this is 0, 30, 45, 60. That's my comma. So my ordered pair is the square root of 1, which is 1/2, comma, the square root of 3/2. There's my ordered pair for 60. And then for 45, remember 0, 30, 45, square root of 2/2, comma, square root of 2/2. There's my ordered pair. So while you can figure all this out using those special right triangles, it's all right here on your left hand, at least for 0 through 90 degrees. Then all you have to do for these other angles is know how far they are from the x-axis. So now here's the last little bit, and this is what your homework is going to be, is to take this unit circle that has all of the angles from this page and this page and put them on your circle. All right, so I know that this is 0, 30, 45, 60, and 90. Okay, I'm going to let you figure out the rest of the circle. Then what I want you to do is I want you to convert each of these angle measures to radians. And remember, if we're going to convert 30 degrees to radians, I take 30 degrees times pi over 180 degrees. I get 30 pi over 180. My degrees cancel. Divide the top and bottom by 10, makes my zeros cancel. And then reduce 3/18, and I get pi over 6. So the radian measure for 30 degrees is pi over 6. And then I need you to put your ordered pair on the circle. Okay, for 30 degrees, we've got it here. Or you can go back to here. 30 degrees, the square root of 3/2, comma, 1/2. So I need you, before you come back to class next time, to complete this unit circle, and that's what I'll be checking for your homework.